Today we're starting 2.4, solving two steps and multi-step inequalities. First one we're going to look at is we have 45 plus 2b is greater than 61. We treat these just like we would a normal multi-step equation. We first determine where our variable is located at. What side of the inequality is it at? On the left-hand side. What do we need to do first to solve for the variable? Subtract 45. So I'm going to subtract 45 here, subtract 45 here. 45 minus 45 is gone. The 2b comes straight down. Greater than, what's 61 minus 45? 16. Now what do I need to do? Divide by 2. Why do I need to divide by 2? Because it's multiplying. So I divide by 2. B is greater than 8. Why don't I need to flip the symbol? I'm not multiplying or dividing by negative, so I do not need to flip the symbol. B is greater than 8. To graph this, 8, is it open or closed? Why is this one open? It's not equal to, and my graph goes to the right. Give me a number that's nice, that is to the right of it, that is bigger than 8, 10. So I'm going to put in 10 for B. What's 2 times 10? 20. What's 20 plus 45? Is 65 greater than 61? So I know I'm correct. That's a way also to check my work. And I'm done. Try this one. What side's my variable on? It's on the left. What do I have to do first? Subtract 8. I subtract 8. I subtract 8. Negative 3y greater than or equal to, what's 29 minus 8? 21. Next steps, divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. Why did I flip this? I divided by a negative number here, so I flipped the symbol. It's less than or equal to negative 7. When I graph this, this is another reason why I should graph. Negative 7, this one's going to be a closed circle, and it's going to graph to the left. Give me a nice number that's to the left of negative 7. Negative 10. What's a negative 10 times a negative 3? 30. What's a 30 and an 8? 38. Is 38 greater than 29? So I know I'm good. If you wouldn't have flipped the sign, you would have had a number less than. You might have picked 0. Or sorry, you would have had greater than. So you might have picked 0. Well, 0 times anything is gone. You might have had 8 is greater than 29. That's not true. You know you have a mistake. By graphing, you are checking your work. A lot of people see these problems and say, I can't do this. Automatically, just because you see a fraction in the problem. I have x plus 5 divided by a negative 2 is greater than 3. You do not have to write it like this, but you are going to see it like this. So I would recommend that you write it like this. Because if you write it in your notes like this, you're getting used to seeing it like this. In this problem, what's causing me the biggest headache first? Okay, the fraction. the dividing by negative 2. How can I get rid of a dividing by negative 2? Multiplying by negative 2. I'm not going to think of this as a fraction. I'm going to think of this as dividing by negative 2. So I'm going to multiply by negative 2, multiply by negative 2. When I multiply everything by negative 2, this cancels out this. But since I am multiplying by negative 2, x plus 5 is less than negative 6. Because I multiplied by a negative, it flipped the symbol. What's my next step? Subtract 5, subtract 5. X is less than negative 11. Was that so difficult? It looked worse than it actually was. Sort of like a chihuahua. They like to bark a lot. But their bark is worse than their actual bite. They just like to yip and yap. To graph this, negative 11, open circle, because it's not equal to, and it graphs to the left. I need a number to the left. Now, either the negative 15 and the negative 20 are smart numbers. There's a reason why both of those are smart numbers. Why are they smarter numbers? Isaiah, what did you just say? Why do I care about that 5? Why do I care about that 5? There's a reason why I care about... There's a 5 in the problem. Any number I pick is fine. I could pick a negative 12. I could pick a negative 500. But negative 15, negative 20, negative 25 are smarter numbers. The reason why, if I pick a negative 15, what's a negative 15 and a positive 5? Negative 10. What's a half of negative 10? Negative 5. Or sorry, what's a negative 10 divided by negative 2? 5. Is 5 greater than 3? They were true. By picking smarter numbers, we don't have to deal with fractions. If I would have picked a 12, all right, fine. Negative 12. What's a negative 12 and 5? Negative 7. What's a negative 7 and a negative 2? 3, it's 7 halves, which is 3 and a half. Is 3 and a half greater than 3? It's not difficult, but you have to put that little extra thought into it. By picking smarter numbers, it makes the problems a little bit easier. Here's this problem. What do you notice about this problem? Variables on the right. There's a problem on the left. You don't always have to start moving stuff. And that's the habit a lot of students get into. Is people just think, okay, I got to start moving things around because that's the habit you have to do in algebra. You look. You have two sides of a problem. You have a right-hand side and you have a left-hand side. On the left-hand side, I have this over here. What does this negative negative mean? Positive. What does this really say then? 2 plus 10. What does 2 plus 10 mean? Do I have to do any moving? I don't have to move anything to one side, anything to the other side. It just says 2 plus 10 is 12. 12 greater than negative 4 p. Or so, yeah. Yes. This one's not distributed, don't worry. Because actually I'm distributing. Right. If there was a problem, I would distribute. Right, this negative is like a -1. It's distributing into this -10. That's why it's a negative negative makes a positive. It's a -1 times a -10, which makes the +10. But I see too many people go -2, they try to move things when it's not necessary. Now what do I need to do? I've simplified. Now I start divide by -4, divide by -4, -3, ding, 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 divided by negative, less than t. But I usually do not like the variables on the right. It makes it harder for me to graph. And it seems like a lot of you are starting to get into this habit. I just take this entire problem and I just flip it. T greater than -3. The alligator still has to eat the t, regardless. When you flip it, it still has to eat the t. -3, open, to the right. There's your graph. Try this one. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to distribute. What's a -4 times a 2? -8. What do I get when I distribute here? Why is it a positive 4x? Negative times a negative is a positive 4x. What do I need to do here? Add 8. It is a common mistake here that you see an 8 here and you see an 8 here and you want to automatically cancel it out. It's a common mistake. 4x less than or equal to 16. Divide by 4, divide by 4. X is less than or equal to 4. On a number line, I have 4 less than. I'll pick an easy number to the left. I'll pick 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. 2 times -4, -8, and -8 is less than 8. I'm good. Show of hands if you had this answer. Good. More than half of you got this. These are some of the harder problems, and you guys are grasping this. That's good.